So for even this one, I think then we'll be directly paying to them when the reimburse. We'll reimburse them directly.
Yeah, in this case also they can seek advance from BDRN
Okay.
because the invitation has come through BDRN. So BDRN is directly involved, no problem about it.
You don't have problems applying to a Malaysian visa.
Someone from PAN to present about their Microsoft initiative, or
And seems to be busy.
Fawad inspired me to organize this session.
Okay. Then get hold of him.
Even if someone is busy, if he responds,
Yeah.
I know. Then I know and I can plan. But if someone doesn't respond, I tried to make a chat with Chalarampal yesterday through Zoom, but Chalarampal didn't respond. Karma is not responding.
Karma is not there.
Yeah, but he can participate. He can
So
join.
the one who is representing Brooklyn, what's his name? I can't remember. The one who was
I
presenting
know this
yesterday.
guy. The sharing guy, I don't know him. No, without
Karma
preparation.
is on leave, I think.
No, Karma has joined.
Join back up. I didn't know.
He was on leave, but he has joined recently. Many NREN have many different services. They can come up with whatever they have, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It might help others. It might help us. In this community, people are very shy, right?
Yeah. Maybe you can put one more. You like keep backups, some more services from BDRN.
Yeah, then only the backups will work. Now I can request RFIN to extend their presentation, but that will be boring, right? Only presentations from one NREN.
These days we are talking to, actually we have almost signed an agreement with Orchid. You know Orchid, right?
Yes.
OID.
Mhm.
So we have signed an MOU with them. So we are planning on rolling out it as a service.
It's a service, okay.
We bought a license from Cyval. I don't know whether you know, it's Elsevier database for research benchmarking of university.
Elsevier,
Elsevier research benchmarking suite.
okay.
So that we bought a license for Learn, and we are doing benchmarking of all our member institutions actually. I can show you some thing that we have access to the whole database. So even to be given, if you want some benchmarking done, I can do and show it to you, so you can use it, and then later maybe you can.
Asita is going to give a presentation on that.
No, we are not doing a presentation on that now.
What
Can do one at some
is
point.
going to present
Today?
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I don't know. Okay, what is your representation?
He will manage.
Yeah, we will know tomorrow morning. It's pretty useful because you can find insights regarding ranking. Like all the rankings, university rankings. One of the factors is the research. So all data related to the research things you can find from that dashboard.
So
Build up to every detail, like up to the research publication.
in a LinkedIn post, I found
Some
you
details.
placed some rankings
They are all coming from
collected
there.
from there.
We can do a lot more, yeah. So
Recording in progress.
We can compare institutions, we can compare users, like researchers. We can compare over different years.
That was
Massive
nice.
amount of data. Massive amount of data.
So does it cost Learn to
Yeah.
get database?
It's pretty expensive, but we have bought one license, so that we can get that data, use it.
So can you share that?
The details.
Costing part, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do.
And if you have any presentation to convince my authority.
Yeah, I can show. I'm making some presentation to our group.
Okay.
So that is particularly focusing on what's happening here, but then similar things can be done for I have data for anything, any country, anywhere.
Okay, that will be helpful.
I can help I can make a set of slides for similar thing for your
Yes,
Bangladesh.
because I have little knowledge about the research part.
Yeah.
It will be difficult for me to convince if I'm not convinced.
It's good.
The timing is horrible.
It's half an hour.
Yeah, but there is no announcement. How long we should?
Somebody was saying that we are waiting for participants. Someone said at the beginning about like half an hour. I hope the resource person is there. Participants.
Yes, that's more important.
Hello, Mr. Roshan.
Yeah. Yeah. We can hear you.
When session will be start? It's 9:30 and time is about 9 o'clock.
I'm not aware. It should be someone local. Someone should be there on ground.
Can you knock Asitha through WhatsApp?
Yeah, I'll check it. WhatsApp is off. Hope he is fine. The last message I put to him is not respond, like it didn't deliver. I thought they are waiting for the participants. I didn't know that they are waiting for the resource person.
Problem is he has taken too much load. All the time it is Asitha. In the schedule, if you go through,
Lot of things.
it's Asitha everywhere.
But we are just starting, second day. His phone is not reachable.
It's risky.
Check it out.
You have only one participant, Roshan? Or the network engineer, he is on site or online?
He is there.
You can knock
But I
him.
don't. Yeah, I'll check it. Somebody should have alerted earlier. We were thinking something else.
This number is not reachable.
Try to connect Wakas or forward.
Yeah, I have sent a message to Waka. He says I'll get back. Maybe there's something wrong. Even yesterday, Asita was saying it took about, they are like just 5 minutes away, but took about half an hour to get in. There are some security measures.
Oh, they are not staying in the same hotel?
The next one or something.
The plan was they will keep everybody in the same hotel.
Who said?
In the program committee, it was discussed because there is a green zone.
Some issue with the hotel didn't have rooms. I don't know. But the area itself is green zone, I think. It's just in the next block.
But they are supposed to respond over WhatsApp, right?
WhatsApp is it's not delivering, so there's no data.
That means the internet is not available.
Yeah. Kaka says he is on his way. He is in way.
How long it will take?
I can ask him more. He is busy, must be. There is a signal. They are operating on a different time zone. I got hold of a fellow and she is on the way now. They are all on the way now. All the fellows.
How many fellows from Sri Lanka?
Six. More.
Six.
There's nobody, like not many have applied, and we had some 40 plus applications. They gave more. I mean, APAN gave more because they
Recording in progress.
So apparently Asita is with them, with the fellows.
Yeah, probably they move in a group.
No, so the fellows are moved by APAN, I think. They have arranged from the venue to just close by. But I don't know why it's so late.
They are not staying in the same hotel.
No,
Fellows.
the fellows, Asita is with the fellows hotel. The hotel is close by. The roads are closed apparently. They are late.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Extremely sorry about the delay. We were just stuck in traffic for more than 1 hour. Deeply apologize for the delay and thank you for being here. So this workshop is called Gen AI for NREN Empowerment. So what is this workshop about? Right. So as the topic says, or the title says, the the objective is to utilize the power of Gen AI and AI as well to see how we can specifically transform the operations of NREN. How many of you know what an NREN is? Okay, so NREN stands for National Research and Education Network. So NREN is what, so PERN, Pakistan Education Research Network, is the National Research and Education Network in Pakistan. And I am from LEARN, which is Lanka Education and Research Network. So we have NRENs in almost all countries who are handling the education and research networks in this country, each country. And APAN stand for Asia Pacific Advanced Network, which is a collection of all these NRENs connected together. So when it comes to NRENs, yeah, so they connect higher education institute, they provide network backbone, yeah, high performance computing. So there's all these technical sides are there, right? So they have a lot of people doing this technical work, network infrastructure, connecting together, providing computing facilities, high performance computing facilities and all that. So that's one side of the story. Now, when it comes to an organization like PERN or LEARN or any organization, you need to deal with the operations side as well, which is becomes a huge task for anybody to do. Of course, it's not limited to NRENs, but the operation side of it, the financial side of it, the human resource management side of it, right? So all these non-technical things actually becomes even more problematic to do because you just need to take care of these things in your day-to-day tasks, right? So the idea is to see. So first of all, emphasis on see how we can use AI and generative AI, the power of AI and generative AI to empower these NRENs, to make the operations of NRENs better, make it efficient, make it more productive, so that we can provide a better service to our members, our customers, right? Especially in the least developed countries or the lower middle income countries, the developing countries, because we lack the resources the most developed countries have, right? We don't have the equipment, we don't have the resources, we don't have the money to spend on even recruiting people to do these things, even the know-how to how to do these things. So can we use the power of generative AI? Can we use the power of AI to provide better service, to streamline these things, automate these services, even things like providing user support, right? Very simple task, right? How can we use this to make our services better, right? So the plan is this. Actually, this is just a kickoff workshop. So we are planning to develop a curriculum and develop open education resources so that anybody could actually go and learn how to do their own tasks. Let's say you are in human resource management, right? What are the tools that are there? How can you use it? Step-by-step instructions, how to incorporate these tools in your day-to-day lives, in your day-to-day operations, so that you can actually make things better as you go. So so we are working on a project to do this within the next year and a half. So this is just a preliminary kickoff workshop, just to get the feedback, just to know what is needed because now by profession, I'm I'm working as a consultant CTO for Learn, but I'm also a senior lecturer on academic working at University of Peradeniya. So we are well versed with probably AI and generative AI to a certain extent. I don't know everything, but I can't tell you how to do your job better, right? I have to know what you want to do, what your day-to-day tasks are, what can you do, you know? So the object of the workshop is to identify what are the things that matters to you most, what are the things that you have to do day to day, and how can we, and collectively figure out how to make things better. Now, what you will, so by the end of the 3 sessions today, we expect to gather a lot of information and plan the curriculum development and see, and if you can come up with potential use cases and the way you use, I'm pretty sure some of you will be using these tools and in innovative ways already. So gather all this information together, further develop. We're planning to actually have more workshops in the next 2 APANs. So develop curriculum and make it available as open education resource so that anybody can use that and makes their work better, make work more efficient, and makes their lives easier, and in the same time provide better service to their customers, right? So that's the whole objective of right, sorry about that. Okay, so what we will do is the first part of it, I'm planning to get your feedback on different topics, you know, about what you do, how you look at your work and day-to-day activities, how you are using technology in your work, and so on, right? So that we can have a understanding of what your roles are, and after that, in the next session, we'll have a little bit of, based on your input, we'll have we might or might not have an introduction to AI and Gen AI. And then we'll, in the last session, we'll go on to do some hands-on work and gather feedback from you so that we can use this information in our work going forward. Right. So if you can, you can do this with your phone, or you can go to menti.com as enter that code. So if anybody is having trouble, just please raise your hand. Come and help. Yes. So I'll wait for everybody to join, and then we'll continue. Okay, so it seems we have 42 participants. We have 20 logged in. Anybody having trouble connecting to this? You can just go to menti.com and give that code and log in as well if the QR code is not working. Okay, 24. Still waiting for a few. Okay, yeah, still have only 30. Anybody having trouble logging in? Or is everybody connected and I'm not seeing it? Okay, anyway, let's continue. Anyway, you can join at any time because you will see the URL and the code at the top. Okay, so we'll start with basic demographics. We have Pakistan and Pakistani. It's like being very generous, broke it down to 2, so that it's not too big, right? They would not dominate the others. And we have Sri Lankans, also in Sinhalese as well. Thank you for that. So we have Mongolia, we have Finland, Sri Lankan, Nepal, Omani, Malaysia. And we have book, journal, and thesis. I don't know where that is coming from. That's very funny. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So Sri Lanka, yes. Your organization, whatever people said, thesis for the nationalities. Company name. company name, yeah, your company name or your university or ST, University of Agriculture. This is University of Agriculture. Is where? Oh, Faisalabad. Okay. So there's, you have the biggest representation from here. That's good. Right. That's good. Okay. So we have a huge mix of users, which is great, because then we can actually look into many different aspects. Right? Okay, still more coming in, but let's move on to the next one. Why we are asking, if you do not prefer to say, you can decline. But one of the objectives of our project is women empowerment as well, especially in our region. This is, I mean, just not in our region, but from Sustainable Development Goals, women empowerment and women engineers is a high priority. So we are looking at contributing towards that as well. Okay, I think we have got the answers. So what's your role within the organization? If there's many, you can select the best one that describes you. You might be wearing multiple hats. So if you're wearing multiple hats, please use the one that suits you most. We have engineers, we have people in academic staff, research staff, administrative staff, management, and other. Who's in other category? Ah, student. Okay. Remember to put student next time. Yeah. Okay, that's a good breakdown. Wish had at least a few, one or two at least from human resources and account or finance, but we'll try to work on that as we go. How many years have you been working in your current organization, except for students? That's great. This is great because, once again, as I assumed at the beginning, having a diverse crowd actually always helpful, because to understand, not just to understand what it entails, the different type of work and the complexities and all that. The other side is actually, you can educate the people who are have lesser experience. Then again, younger people tend to have are more likely to embrace technology and all that. So this is another effort to actually bring together this experience and technology together, how to do things better, right? So this is great. Actually, more than great, it's awesome. Okay, let's move on. Yes. So because to know the crowd and all that, moving on, it's useful for that. So as I mentioned at the beginning, the objective is not just this workshop. We are planning to develop the curriculums and all that going forward. This will be a starting survey. We'll be doing more of those in the subsequent workshops that we'll be doing. And this, which of the following tasks are part of your main responsibilities? Select all that applies. Okay, so even though we didn't have anybody in human resource management and financial management, we have people who have those as responsibilities, which is actually pretty good, because then we can look at those aspects as well in developing our curriculum or the things that we're going to work on, right? So moving on to the next one. Which of these tasks do you currently perform manually? It's not fully automated or streamlined. It's just you have to do things manually. Not paper, not even computer yet, but you have to enter data, right? Report generation, you'll have to type the things and all that. Doesn't have to be manual. It's not manual at all. I'm not expecting any of you to be doing paper-based stuff, right? Yeah. So, yeah, good point. So, it's a good feedback to put in the next iteration of the survey. Right. So moving on, what skills do you currently use to perform these tasks? Fair distribution among across this sector is like technical skills, analytical skills, data interpretation, problem solving, writing, presenting, administrative, project management, documentation. So this is once again, as I said, pretty exciting because it's great to have such a diverse crowd so that now we can look at all aspects of how we can do things better. So what is the biggest challenge you face in your current workflow? Now, this is pretty exciting, interesting, so let me just pause for a minute and ask this question. Insufficient support for research activities, what do you exactly mean? How many of you said that? Insufficient support for research activities? Okay, right. Anybody else? A policy related data, okay, interesting. Okay, yeah, so we will try to address those things and think about those things as we go forward. What tools or software do you currently use to assist with your task? You have to write in. No, don't worry, just whatever tools that you use, just write. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can think of anything and write. It does not have to be AI or Gen AI related. It could be any tool, right? Because now, one of the things why this is important, once again, is that if you really think about it, think about last 20 years, use of tools, technology has become commonplace, but even though everybody uses Google search or MS Word, Microsoft Office, or such similar tools, which my parent didn't even know what it was. When a new technology comes in, people are very reluctant and start questioning, right? The same way that my parents would have questioned this use of technology into day-to-day tasks. So it's important to see, like people are so adapted to certain technologies, but might be reluctant to new technologies. So just to get an understanding of that. How efficient do you find your current tools when completing tasks? How frequently do you encounter inefficiencies in your current workflow, if any? Okay, so it's interesting because we got efficient as the dominant answer last one, and now if I ask you how frequently do you encounter inefficiencies, it's becoming daily and weekly, right? No, I mean that is the reality, right? Why? Why is this? Because things you are using have made your work efficient, but you still see and meet inefficiencies day-to-day work or your regular work. So that is what we are trying to address, right? Exactly. Right. Yes. Exactly. Because there are always things that you can improve. Right? Exactly. You're 100% correct. How open are you to adapting new tools or methods to improve your workflow? Not in very open, but we also have neutral. Anybody who's saying neutral? Why? No, I completely understand. I just want to know the reason before I say that. Anybody who didn't say neutral want to guess why somebody would say neutral? They're not sure about the technology? Okay, yeah, maybe attending and not very much into it. But I agree with people who are saying neutral because technology is not always good. It's not every tool is good. I mean, every tool has good and bad. So you have to be aware and of the pitfalls and the downsides of it in any technology, any tool you use, right? I mean, you should be open to it, but being skeptical is not a bad thing. Yes. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, true. People tend to look at different perspectives. open does not mean that, you agree with it. Yes, true. Yes, exactly. People will, maybe my question is not very specific, so, I'll put it, I should rephrase it in a different way. What metrics would you use to measure the success of new tools or modules? Select all that applies. What do you want to gain from adapting a new technology or tool or tools? Okay, that's fairly even distribution, which is once again very good. How familiar are you with generative AI or Gen AI tools? I've just put some. You might be using entirely different set of tools. So we have people who are very familiar and somewhat familiar. So, which is the best type of people? Because then this type of workshops, I tend to get most than others. And I can do much better in the next workshop. And those are the best type of workshops, because then you can actually learn from others about a lot of things that I know today learned from these type of workshops and training sessions. So it's actually pretty good when you meet that kind of a crowd, because I am to benefit more than anybody else, right? So basically, the next few questions, we are basically looking at the views about generative AI, right? It's about like thoughtfully using it, not just sticking everything on ChatGPT, right? Just to quote something that you might have seen recently, right? You know what the biggest problem with pushing all things AI is? Wrong direction. I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so that I can do art and writing, not AI to do my art and writing so that I can do my laundry and dishes, right? So basically, I want freedom from, sorry?
Because here in this message, they mention, I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so that I can write an art. In AI, we are doing the art and writing and also the laundry and dishing. We need our mindset, the intelligence that AI cannot do. We have to train those AI with our intelligence so they can do other works, the physical work specifically.
Thank you so much. That's the same reply I had also, because that's the same thing I'm using AI mostly for, writing and image generation, right? So that's exactly what I'm also using. So yes. Yes, exactly, right? I agree 100% with what you're saying. But what I see in this message is not what is written, but the underlying message. The underlying message is I want my AI to replace or take over the boring, repetitive work so I can do something productive. Yeah. Everything. All the repetitive data entry work or analysis work, which is repetitive that you have to do day to day, I want AI to take it over. So that I can do creative things. I can do the rest of the work. Yes, exactly. Yes, yeah. So you want to see how AI can help me do the things I want to do and relieve me of the rest of the things or make it easier for me to do. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Thanks. Yeah. So it's great. It's great feedback and good to see that a lot of you share the same view. What are the Gen AI tools that you have used in your daily work? Daily, maybe you can say weekly or regularly, right? Okay, so ChatGPT is dominating. And we see Gemini, DALL-E, Bing AI, Quillbot, Poe, Copilot, Bard. Bard is gone. Bard is replaced by Gemini. Grammarly, okay. It's great. So we have few nuns as well, but ChatGPT is dominating, and Gemini is coming near, Grammarly as well. Oh, Grammarly should be, maybe you should, Grammarly will be angry with you, not getting its spelling wrong. You should be using Grammarly to write that or fill this in. Sorry? Okay. So, fairly good representation, but you see main tools coming to the forefront: ChatGPT, Copilot, Grammarly, Gemini, and all that. Yeah, Quillbot, that's also spelled wrong a couple of times. So, right. Let's move on. So which of these tasks have you used AI and GenAI regularly? Done without GenAI.
All right. Okay.
I asked what technology you have used. This is specifically GenAI. What are the craziest or most innovative ways that you have used GenAI tools, if any? Not regular work, but what crazy ways, innovative ways, very different from what others are using. Taking advices for relationships, nice. Voice chat with ChatGPT, yeah. The movie came much earlier. Is a great cheater or a teacher? Kate in poetry, that's innovative, not crazy. To have a conversation when I'm alone, yes. Just don't get addicted to it, or start a relationship or whatever. Decide what to cook. Okay, great. Who said that? Yeah, that's actually getting art work for grades. Yeah. So I mean, this is pretty interesting, and it's great. Generating home architectural designs. You learn a lot of things when you do these kind of workshops, because people are very creative. What I meant by earlier that you need to get rid of repetitive, boring work is, when you have time, you become very creative. When you're bored, you become creative, right? We need more time to be bored. We need more time to be free, so that we can actually get into this type of creative work. Okay, so anyway, let's move on. Which aspect of your job do you believe would benefit most from GenAI? Research, paraphrasing, productivity, report generation. This is an open question because I asked a similar type of question earlier, but to see what else is there, because it's important to understand things that we have never thought about, right? That's how we can become creative and start doing new things, right? Think and move on. How would you rate the current readiness of your organization to adapt and integrate GenAI tools? Okay, so we have once again, fair distribution between highly ready, or we are already using in tools, to somewhat ready but needs improvement, which is interesting, as well as some things we need to address. How confident are you in the potential of GenAI to improve your workflow? Okay, it's good. Right, it's good. Confident, very confident, and one doubtful. What concerns do you have about integrating GenAI into your work? The cost of tools, quality and reliability of AI-generated content, concerns about data privacy, and bias in AI output. So you know your tools and technologies quite well. Or reliance and resistance for adaptations, and lack of understanding also somewhat there. So let's look at those. Would you be willing to participate in training programs focused on GenAI? Obviously, that's you're here, but what type of training would you need to effectively use GenAI in your role? Right? So this specifically looking at what type of curriculum that we need to focus on, and also to plan the next couple of sessions. What format of training would you find most beneficial? So once again, we are planning on developing different type of workshops and training resources, right? And what do you find most effective? Every person is different. Every person learns differently. Some people would like one-on-one mentoring. Some people would like the anytime, anywhere capability of online courses. So creating educational content, we have to actually factor in all these things because people learn differently. Everybody is unique. So understanding your preferences helps in generating this content. Okay, I think maybe there's a duplicate. Okay, let me just go to the, okay, I think we can skip that as well. Okay. Any questions before we wrap up this session? Any questions? You can ask or you can type in.
Ask, when you used to say that curriculum development, so what curriculum are you referring to? Like, is it somewhat look like the curriculum that we have in our educational institutes, or how it will be different from what we are practicing right now?
Okay, so great question. Hopefully not. I assume that you asked whether it's kind of like a lot of theory and you just learn things.
Exactly.
Yes. So absolutely not. So what we want to do is to have hands-on training experience with user case scenarios and also specific instructions on how to do different things. So that's why this particular workshop is important. Your feedback is important because to understand what your different roles are, what you do day-to-day work, to understand, and as I said, we are going to learn from you, right? Because I can't come and tell you, like, based on, let's say, I can't go to a network engineer and say, this is what you should be doing, right? Because so we can show them the different available things, work with them, help them learn more, and then come up with the use case scenarios and the specific even step-by-step instructions. So anything that we can identify in these workshops, and as I said, we will be doing workshops in subsequent APAN meetings as well. So we will actually learn from everybody. So this is basically what we call developing as a community, so that we help each other. So we will figure things out, we will share that information, we'll put them as open education resource so that anybody and everybody can go and learn from these things so that we can develop together. So that's the whole objective, right? So anything and everything that you come up with your consent, we can include, but not basic theory of Gen AI and the underlying theory. No, that's not the intention of this one. There'll be certain part of it just to understand what this is and why it works that way and all that. But majority of it will be use cases, instructions, manuals, and so on, right? But that will be based on, once again, your input and what you will develop in this and the subsequent workshop.
Okay, can we say like, for example, if we have a tool like ChatGPT, so there is a term that is like right now is very famous, that is prompt engineering.
Yes.
So is it somewhat like you are planning to have some sessions in upcoming APAN or workshops?
Yeah, so prompt engineering we'll talk about in the next session.
Okay.
Right, so prompt engineering is one of the topics that we'll discuss in the next one. We'll do some hands-on exercises specific to your things. We'll look at that one. And so, yeah, so prompt engineering is the start of everything mostly. And we'll look at prompt engineering in detail and we'll do hands-on work in the next session.
So my question is like general, like as far as I understand, like GI could be used in any walk of life. Like it's not specific to the IT people only. Like so, my question is, what about this session is solely for the IT people only, technical side?
Not at all.
Right.
Not at all.
Right.
Absolutely not. Because I mean, we will see how it can be used with technology for probably, let's say, network design and development, system administration, but they're fairly good in figuring these things out. So as the gentleman asked, we will look at how to use Gen AI properly, what can it do.
In any field, like?
Yeah, so, and then I'll show you some examples from different use of it, and I will actually invite you to share your experience on using it.
Like I have just noticed that most of the audience is like from IT background, so they are asking.
I don't think so. We have mostly from University of Agriculture.
IT background, so just a few from agriculture as well.
Yeah.
Like you can use AI in any field of life.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
I mean, we had a very small representation of technology people.
Right.
They were all from other areas.
Okay.
Right? So we will see. I mean, I use it for many things as well.
Yeah,
So we'll look at those use cases and then go into a little bit of details of how to do things differently and more advanced level of prompt engineering. And then we'll see how that can be integrated into your work.
Cheers.
Right?
Thank
Okay. Any more? Okay.
Excuse me, I have just a simple question. So I understand the essence of generative AI, but specifically for NREN. So do you think Gen AI is essential, or if I compare to Gen AI with XAI, so I think XAI is more useful for this particular domain called NREN, because whatever we are experiencing in networks are attacks. So why these attacks are, how the attacks happen, and if we can come up with the reasoning with the help of XAI, that sort of curriculum is, don't you think, more impactful compared to the generative AI? Because generative AI is just generating the information. But in XAI, we can come up with the interpretation, why this happened.
It's great. I look forward to learning it from you. Right? That's great. I mean, this is exactly what the objective of this one. So tell us how, and we'll figure out together. So that's great. Yeah. So please show us how that can be done. So as I said, I started by saying, right, we know little, we know very little, but together we can know a lot. I'm looking forward to, if you can show what you are talking about, that will be actually very much helpful for everybody and also to the development of this project.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for your session. It was very interesting. So I'm Umar from Malaysia. So I joined the Asia Connect special session yesterday. I remembered that Tariq from BDREN,
yes,
he said that there is an MOU between BDREN and also Zoom in order to decrease the price to use Zoom. So when we talk about Gen AI, some special feature require us to pay a very big amount of money, right? So moving forward, do you see that any NREN could potentially create like an agreement with any Gen AI company such as ChatGPT in decreasing the amount of money that they could charge for any education institution? Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, that will be dependent upon each NREN as well as so Zoom, we did it with a few of NRENs together. Currently we are discussing with Microsoft to do with Copilot, and of course, hopefully we will be working behind the scenes to get the subscriptions and make things available. So that will happen from NREN side as well as as a community. Yes. Ethics and yeah. So we will touch upon ethics and the limitations and the issues of, but we will not go into details, right? But we will understand what are the limitations and the issues with using AI and Gen AI.
No, especially with what is the disturb our ethics.
Yeah. So we'll discuss that as well, right? So I think we have to wrap up this session, right? So once again, extremely sorry for the delayed start, unfortunately, because of the transportation issues.